Hello! Alright, welcome to your general tarot reading. It is so good to see you here. I haven't read for you in a while, so this is really exciting. I like to come back after a little bit and read for you again. So as I'm pulling your cards, just saying this is probably going to be a little bit more of a heavier reading, but we're gonna get through this the best we can. And you know, as always, I am super available for feedback and messages and anything you might need for afterwards. Okay, so let's get into it. I pulled the Crow Tarot for you, the Rebel deck, because I feel like you need some sassiness thrown your way, and you might not have been like, I didn't ask for this, but I pulled some spirit messages because Nancy's deck, as soon as I was like, I'm gonna read for her, was screaming your name, and that is the Dependent Voice deck that you can get from Nancy Hess off SFS Spirit House. So we're gonna get some messages from your dead people today too. Yay! Now, I normally do not do this in like general tarot readings because I find that to make it a lot heavier than how I typically like to do them. But I do not ignore the spirits. I do not ignore what spirit says. And today they said, you need to listen to your dead people, you need to listen to your spirits, and they made me pull a couple cards with some things that your spirits have to say to you. So that kind of tells me a couple things that we haven't really maybe been listening to them, which is fine, but also spirituality is a cohesion. You have to let it in. You can't be afraid of seeking what is already there or having that seek you out because you've been on this spiritual path for a while. So it shouldn't be anything new, and also it's for you. And if at any moment it's too much to take in, or if you get scared or whatever, you know you have people you can reach out to that will help you. And as you are moving and changing your locations, just know that you might have a different kind of spiritual awakening. You might have more psychic experiences, changing things up because you're going to be sensing and shifting into a new energy, into a new focus. And so that might make things a little intense for you for a little bit. Emotionally, we need to be taking care of ourselves. Physically, we need to be taking care of ourselves. Mentally, we need to be taking care of ourselves. You just need like the whole self-care situation. And I don't know why I keep having to say this, but I wasn't going to. But soda. Stay away from the soda. I don't know. I don't think you drink soda. I don't know. But somebody keeps saying, tell her about the soda. She needs to stop drinking it. They're very concerned over your physical health. I say, fucking have a soda if you want one. But like, not 20 billion. So anyway, let's get into this reading. I want you to take a nice deep breath in. Deep breath out. And we're just going to focus on some really nice grounding energy, okay? We're going to do that one more time. Kind of relax our way into this reading, right? So the first card you got is the Five of Cups. So the Five of Cups, let me look at my notes here, has us in our feelings. We're in our feelings right now. We're in our emotions, we're in our feelings, and maybe we're like not in a good spot. Maybe we're missing things that we thought we were over. Maybe we're like, oh fuck, is this for us? But whatever is happening, you need to let go of the pride and ask for help if you need help. Because this is a ruler of our emotions, our cups are, and that water element. You want to keep things flowing, and we just got out of a moon in Cancer, like the Cancer phase of the moon phase, and I was in my feelings. I feel like everybody else was in their feelings, and people either had a really good day or a really shit day these last couple of days. Just feeling that intense emotional energy. Yay. Or not yay. And we're fixing to get out of Cancer and go into Leo. So Leo's going to bring us a lot of intensity, and then we're going to have that super moon at the end of the month. So there's a lot of shit we need to get rid of, and a lot of shit we need to go ahead and just rip it off like a band-aid and just fucking deal with it, girl. Just deal with it. But it's very, very important, I want to stress here, that if you need help, if there is something happening that you're not speaking your truth on, that you ask for help here. Don't let your pride get in the way. And I feel like I'm not even scratching the surface here. That I feel like this is like a bone deep problem that you've been kind of like picking at, but like not really. Like you're like, oh, I'll deal with this later. Oh, I'm in my feelings now. I'll deal with this later. But we need to keep going, because there's going to be things that's shifting, and you have done an incredible move with your life, with what is happening right now and switching things up, and you got it, girl. You got it. You got the ability to manifest whatever the fuck you want to manifest. I know you can do it, but don't do it at the detriment of your physical and emotional and mental being or well-being. So the next card we have is the Devil. I'm trying to make this as lighthearted as possible, because the Devil is not like the devil, you know. It is the devil of like, where have you been fucking up? Where have you been like letting yourself go? And what bad habits have we created out of not paying attention to the things that we were supposed to be paying attention to? This can be your spiritual practice. They're saying this can be your job. This can be home life, like not unpacking all the boxes and then just being like, well, fuck, nobody else lives here, and just putting all the boxes in the closet. Eventually, you're going to have to deal with that shit, because you're going to need something from it, because that one something is going to make you stronger, going to improve your day, and you need to just unpack all of the emotional and mental boxes, or physical ones, and just deal with the shit now. Just deal with that shit now, because what's happening is there's a cycle of restriction around you. And what I mean by that with this Devil card is you don't think that the habits that you have right now are bad for you, but they are. And you're going to find that out later, so we need to kind of loosen that up now. And they're talking about like this soft tongue, like this, it's really weird, but this person that is around you that's very sweet and very soft-mannered and charming. Be aware of who is charming and who is genuine, because there's a difference. And I think that's where these personal spirit messages are coming into a play. Beware of who's charming and who's genuine. Okay? So the next card is the Five of Pentacles. And our pentacles are our money element and our connection to earth. I always consider the Suit of Pentacles our connection to our earthbound relationships. And this card has us like feeling, again, in our feels. And we've been in this new moon in Cancer. So this has us feeling kind of alone, like isolation. And I don't know if you're lonely or you're just alone. To me, there is a difference, because you can be lonely in a crowd of people, or you can be alone, as in living alone. Those are two different types of like loneliness and being alone. But I think that's where the Cups come in. We just need to ask for connection, and I think it'll be given to you again. You just need to ask. Okay? And this can be like you putting yourself out there on like the internet, you getting together with friends, and like it doesn't have to be out in public. It can be, through the Zoom. It can be just like a drive-in or whatever. They might have those where you are. They might. Like an old drive-in movie theater. I know they're popping up around here. So we need to work on this. And I'm gonna check in on you because these cards are pretty heavy that I'm pulling up right now. And see how you're doing later. Okay. So let's get into your Rebel deck cards. Your Rebel deck cards, you got the little lightning bolt. Rebel deck always trying to get in your business, make you do shit that you don't want to do. She does it to me all the time. Figure shit out on your own. Hello, isolation. Because you might be in a position where you're forced to figure shit out on your own. It's not that, like, necessarily this could be your comfort zone, but you're forced to just do the damn thing by yourself because you don't really have a choice. You can't go anywhere beyond that because that's where you are. You're stuck here because you put yourself here. And I don't think it's a restriction that you put on yourself to kind of like harm yourself, or not harm yourself, physically harm yourself, but like keep you tied down and alone. That was a strikeout for independence and for more, for trying to have more. But in a sense, this double whammy effect hits you because now you're alone and you gotta be like, well, fuck, now I have to like actually work for more and figure out what that is and what that's about. But the next card, I feel like, has you celebrating a little bit of your freedom and your love and your spark. You do you, girlfriend. Stop trying to change people. That shit never works. Stop trying to change people. That shit never works. And remember, whenever I told you, be careful of the charming tongue. The one with the charming tongue, the silver tongue, is what they're saying. Somebody who's genuine, not charming. All right. So your next card is get your shit together, pull your shit together, help people, give back, do good shit for humanity. Now I know this is they're telling me this is kind of like a card for your character. This is the card for you. This is who you are on the inside. And also I think this is going to help you and get you connected to the right people and get you a lot out of a lot of these bad habits you may or may not have, depending on how you want to look at it, have developed for yourself. Because, as always, we need to be putting, if you're in this spiritual life and you're in this, like, tarot reading and crystals and cards and candles and everything, then you can't be halfway in or halfway out. It has to be everything or nothing, because it's going to come for your ass one way or another. Okay? Okay. So, I think they're saying like volunteering, like getting out and volunteering is going to help you, help your soul and kind of recharge you, and it's going to give you more things to do, even if it's just like helping somebody over the phone. I think that's where we need some movement, some action on your part, and I think you thrive more on like helping other people, even if it's just talking to them and listening to them. But I see it as more of like a volunteer basis. I don't know if you do food drives or food banks or if you're able to do that where you are right now. But one of those I see happening. So let's get into your spirit messages. Spirit messages. Now I'm going to give you my own interpretation and then I'm also going to read from the guidebook. I like to do both. So we are going to do your first one. I have to find it. Oh my goodness. I have to find it. Hold on. Okay. The first card is personal item. Personal item. Just because they're dead doesn't mean they still don't like their shit they've left behind. Usually some kind of jewelry item or heirloom piece. Sometimes they talk about their house. Ooh, okay. So whenever I pulled this card for you, I saw like this white house in a field, and I have a spiritual place where my house is, and I think everybody has one of those. I think it's time for you to go back to that house, to that home. Like, when was the last time you visited that place? In meditation. When was the last time you went there? Where are your personal items? Did spirits leave personal items there? Did ancestors leave personal items there? We need to look at that. So, receiving this message allows their wishes to be heard. You may not be able to do anything about it, and that's okay. If they wish, they have the item with them in spirit. Allow them to call guides or loved ones forward and have them ask for that item to be recreated or conjured in that spirit plane. Ask, where is this item? Where or to who was it supposed to go? What did it mean to you? So also, if you want to talk to your spirits on that type of level, like this might be a good card to work with. Alright, so the next card you got was Lesson to Learn. Oh, okay. Lesson to learn. This is a point in the spirit interaction where the dead have just realized that there's something to change or shift from how it currently is or how it had been during their physical life. This is an important first step in the beginning to move from what had been troubling this individual towards a path of healing, overcoming, and integrating those experiences. This sometimes also comes in the form of offering you a helpful piece of information about their journey. Ask, what are you struggling with? What help do you need? What pattern do you keep facing? Is there information you need to share with me? What's missing? So those might be things you need to work with. So for your spirits, like, I would say, what lessons have you continued to ignore? Where are your repeated patterns? Where do you need to be like, I know I said I was gonna do it, but like I haven't done it. I have things like that all the time pop up, and those are moments where I'm like, fuck, I need to really pay attention. I need to pay attention because that's my lesson to learn, and you don't want to be learning that lesson when you're over there in the spirit world. Personal item, I think that's like referring to your meditation space, and it's time for you to go back there and heal any wounds that need to be taken care of. And they're telling me to talk about the clock. We need to go back to the clock. I don't quite know what that means. But in your house, I believe there is a clock that if you go to it, it will show you some things. Some things that you have yet to see and that you need to see. That is going to be up to you if you do that or not. You can do that through a meditation. You can Google some meditation music. You can do that through a meditation in my shop. You can do that through a meditation anywhere you please. But I think that is a good first step to move towards. But this was your general reading. I hope it wasn't as heavy as I thought it was going to be. If you have any questions, comments, or if you need anything, please let me know. As always, it was a pleasure to read for you. Bye.